Hello, my fellow YouTubians. This is Sasquatch here, trying to take another stab at this, trying to learn how this all works properly and to see whether or not I actually have a voice that I want to share and that people want to hear. I guess feedback from all y'all will let me know how that's going to work out. Been thinking about a lot of things. I had a slow day. Didn't get up as early as I should. Didn't get all the tasks accomplished that I needed to, but at least I got the critical things done. You get good days. You get bad days. You get days. I still have some stuff weighing on me because I'm watching what I believe to be a lot of intelligent people having momentary lapses. We have a pretty great community across the board, and there's always going to be different flavors of people, right? There are going to be people you like, there are going to be people you don't like, there are going to be people that come across as the shining ones, and maybe someday I'll do an extended video on that, where you just know. You'll have the antithesis of that, people that you meet that is like, Danger Will Robinson. Pay heed. But that's life, right? If you're old enough to be watching this, which doesn't have to be that old, but if you're old enough to figure it out, you should already have gotten most of this sorted in your head. We are able to use this medium, and there have been problems with that, but we still have this medium to use, right? So there's room for just about everyone. A lot of negativity. I don't know whether or not, I don't know the stories behind at least the stuff I've been observing, and I realized pretty quickly in that instead of my natural inclination to try and dive in and figure out what's what, and then try and find some way to help or try and make things more better or whatever. That was all poppycock. You come into our community, you find someone you don't like, don't talk to them. Don't talk about them. Don't poke the bear or whoever the bear is for you, right? Just, live your life. Do your thing. Be successful at what you put your heart into, and don't worry about anyone else. Alright? Don't try and feed the fires. You feed that kind of fire, problems happen. It's like, that old story of, they say it came from the Amarins here in America, although I'm pretty sure there are similar stories across many cultures. But the two wolves, right? You got a white wolf in you, and you got a black wolf in you. One is able to function walking in the light, doing the right thing, being a righteous man or woman. The other is the antithesis. It's giving into your rage, your hate, and things like that. And the story goes along where the old man is telling this to a youngster, and the youngster goes, well, which wolf wins? It's like whichever one you feed the most. People keep trying to play, little reindeer games. They backfire on you, and they end up hurting you. And trust me, it's not like I'm preaching from a soapbox here. I have done mucked up, epic proportions of my life at times because of pride or because I felt I'd been wronged or what have you. In retrospect, except in very exceptional cases that, are obvious where you have to defend yourself because your literal life is there is a danger. Not worth it. People people can think, oh, well, you know, if I sit over here, I got this close group, and that you know, nothing's going to be said. It's like secrets always come out. People hear, people find out. So how do you nip that in the bud? You don't do it. So I guess I've probably run dangerously close of you know, pouring some fuel into something that needs to die down. My apologies for that, but I've seen what drama llamas do to communities, and it's not good. So don't be a drama llama. Don't create drama. Don't misrepresent things, or even if you're presenting things 100% how you see them, that's only part of the picture. So don't do it. Frankly, most everyone else doesn't care. If they do care, they're probably going to think less of you for being that way, which doesn't do you any good. You know, they say respect takes a lifetime to earn and a second to lose. That's probably something people should think about. Being a community, especially an artificial community like this, you know, over the interwebs, where you have little or no meat space time knowing the people, seeing eye to eye, seeing what their heart's like, you know, there is no point for any of this. It's just live your life. If you want to broadcast, broadcast. If you don't want to broadcast, don't broadcast. If you want to hang out with somebody and they agree with it, hang out with them. If you don't, don't. Avoid smack talk. It's just going to make you look stupid. And, you know, especially for people like me who start off looking stupid to begin with, I have to be doubly protective of that, I guess. So in general, on another topic, you know, people get up in arms about the news or about the rumors. I love how Pastor Joe Fox on Viking Preparedness or on his Patreon will, you know, give that caricature of someone who's like, oh man, you gotta see this, space aliens are flying out of Neptune's bunghole and it's all gonna go crazy, man. It makes me giggle every time I see him do that. He talked about recently, you know, the less he's concerned about the news, watching how things go. And I think he's got a very healthy presentation. So any of you who are not familiar, which, you know, I'd be surprised if anyone who's following me isn't familiar with Viking Preparedness, Pastor Joe Fox, go check out his Patreon. You know, go spend $1 a month, check things out, get involved. Or watch, you know, what he's got left on YouTube. That's all good material. He's been doing the whole preparedness thing for a long time. Other people that are great at that, we got a couple of young bucks, you know. We got Millennium Man, we got TJ, you know, or Baron Squid. You know, then of course a couple other, you know, favorites. We got the Revolting Man, Wes S, Step 1 Survival. Whole slew of people, including, you know, people who have worked really hard either creating fiction that falls into the areas of interest, or, you know, they go ahead and other groups of people who will go out and videotape long camping trips. We got a great community. Back on track though. People will panic at different tiers of things, you know. Oh, I gotta go buy this new item. I gotta go get this new truck. Or I gotta go get this new boomstick because the zombies are gonna come in tomorrow. About 10 a.m. right after tea. Kinda, you know, let's drill it down a little bit. What can you really do? Well, unless you are like stupidly wealthy, where you can kind of like walk into Harris with you know, the platinum diamond credit card and say, "Give me the lot of it with the eggs on top." You gotta have to try and, you know, focus a little bit more, prioritize. So, you know, look at it in your areas of influence, or some people call circles, or whatever pithy saying is being exposed. But you're gonna have to start with yourself. What can you do to make you a better person? Which is probably, something that we should think about every day when we wake up. I like how TJ talks about that of, what's the next right decision? That's a good way of putting it. But for yourself, you got to look at things, as trite as you may think it is. You got to look at your spirit, your mind, your emotions, your skills and knowledge, your physical capacity, knowing what your limitations are. These are all things that you need to know, and if at all possible, improve. Yes, there are things that can stop you from doing certain things, break your back, get shot in the face, have your jaw put back together, whatever, right? These things can cause limitations. Doesn't mean you give up. Just means you gotta get more creative and more disciplined. But avoid sloth. But you work on those things. You prove what you can. And you try and figure out ways of mitigating the things that you can't. Tear from that, you move up to your family. Have you gotten them, things squared away for them? Pastor Joe's litany of food. Do you have food set aside? Do you have enough water? Do you have enough basic supplies? Power goes out in your neighborhood for 3 weeks like it used to do when I was a kid. You ready for that? Middle of winter. Ice storms everywhere. What you gonna do? So you square away on that. Get that area of your influence, prepared, ready to go, whatever situation and degree that you believe is necessary to fulfill your obligation for taking care of your family. And then you look at, you step it up again. Do you have a group? Is that all squared away? Do you have a tribe? Is that all squared away? What can you do? What's the next right decision? And then your community. You want to look at it like the community here? Cool. You want to look at it at the 1,200 person town you live in? Cool. What have you done to get that squared away? Now, I'm relatively certain if you just focus on these things, you're not going to have time to worry or be overly, you'll be at the point where there's going to be hair tugging and jumping about. You will have been working real hard to get these things squared away in your situation there. And these are all areas that you can impact. Nabisco changing the price on your favorite cheesy poof is nothing that you're probably going to be able to back much. What a crazy politician from whatever breakaway extremist weird thing going on, either in California or back in D.C., you're not going to be able to do much to impact. Those things are kind of on their own course trajectories, and it's kind of like being on the highway and being aware of the law of raw tonnage. When that 18-wheeler lorry is barreling out of control sideways down the highway, not a lot you can do. You either can try and slide out of its way, or you're going to unfortunately have a real bad day. So there we go. I'm working on this. I hope I'm not too disjointed. I hope the sound quality is much better today. We'll see how well this picks up. Let me know whether or not you got any comments, thoughts. Do you think I'm a poohead? Let me know. I'm doing this because I kind of got a kick in the backside by a couple of people, OSS and Step 1 Survival. So we'll see whether or not they're regretting trying to light a fire under me and have me get into the YouTubian universe and say some words. So I want you all to live well, live large, prosper. Hey, get out there, do things, meet people, make real relationships, and make relationships that matter, not just the, hey, how's it going today? But, real relationships. I think the fact that people have stepped away from that for so long is one of the problems we've got right now. So, I'll talk to you soon. This is